Hello, 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 hello. So, as I posted yesterday, was my made 6 years since I got my citizenship, and after being undocumented for 28 years. So it's not to put it up there for to brag or to anything. It's to tell you that my story is common. It's a common story. I know so many people like myself that have been through the same thing or going through the same thing. I came to the States 2 months before my 11th birthday. I love to say that. I don't know why I don't just say 10. I came 10 years old, but it's important. 2 months before my 11th birthday. And so growing up, came to New York, living in Brooklyn. And growing up, it's not something that I really thought about. You're here, you come here, you're going to school, you're in the culture, you're growing. And so it's not something I thought about until I was in high school and I registered for ROTC. And then they're like, oh, we need your social. And I'm like, social? All right, I get you my social. And then it's like, no social. And so then that's when you start feeling the limitation. All right. And I expressed that being in America with no paper is like being in a candy store with your hands in your mouth tied, right? Being a kid in a candy store, your hands in your mouth are tied up. That's what it's like, right? But as I get older and had my kids, and starting to make decisions, even decision as you have to go to work, and you got to leave your kid or whatever. I started thinking about women like my mother and a lot of her friends and people that I know, immigrant, that had to make the decision to leave to come to a country or go to a country, whether it be Canada, England, America, wherever, and leave their kids. I know people that haven't seen their kids for 20 something years, because they can't go back. If they do, they won't be able to come back, or and they're the only source. They're the one that takes care of not only their kids but their family. So many people depend on them, and I think about these women and how brave it is. Like when I have to make decisions, simple decision as to do I work today or where I'm gonna leave them and stuff. It's not simple, but it's not I'm going to go to this country that I've never been to before, that I only heard about. And you have to remember back then, too, and the only way a lot of us hear from our parents, our family members, from a letter, right? You're waiting for the postman to come to get a letter. And then when phones start becoming like more people had phone and you could go get a phone call from them. Every once in a while. I remember we used to go to my grandmother's friend's house like every Sunday to get a call from my mother. And, when you didn't hear from her, you started worrying and stuff, But these ladies are making decisions like, you have people like walking miles and miles and different country, risking their life to come here, deciding, do they stay and struggle and just suffer with their kids, or do they take a chance and come somewhere where they don't know at all, just for the hope, right? The hope, the possibility. Because that's what America represented, was the possibility. that hope, that American dream that, you could come and you can make life better. And even though a lot of people come in, they struggle, like you wouldn't believe the struggle, like the homelessness, or having to go sleep on somebody's floor, or having to work minimum wage, less than minimum wage job, being treated like garbage and stuff, but they deal with it so they could work and send money to help their family, because a lot of people don't know there's no service elsewhere. There's some country there's no help. If you don't have somebody helping you, there's no help from no government, nowhere. And so I just want you to know my story is not unique. There's so many people, if they tell you the stories and the things that they have to go through and the sufferation and stuff. So my whole point of saying this is to say, have some compassion. Have some compassion, some empathy, for a struggle, a road that you have not traveled. You cannot imagine what it's like. There's still so many people like myself that just end up in life circumstance, not what we choose, but what we were dealt, right? And we make the best of it, and it doesn't make us criminals. It doesn't make us less than. It doesn't make us anything more than human trying to survive. So the point of this message is to have some empathy and sympathy